Dust moves across the mouth of the cave, and the wool of your cloak gathers the cold. The hill is bare stone, the palette all ash, umber, and faded blue. You wait with your back against rock that has outlived kings. At first it looks like a prophet hiding in a mountain cleft, but beneath it is a man worn thin by running, hunger, and the memory of threats spoken aloud. The cave holds one question with him. How will God come now? A gust threads through the opening and lifts the edge of your garment. Pebbles skip down the slope, and the dark inside the cave tightens around your breath. Another question settles beside the first. Why does the Holy One keep refusing the obvious? Because this is not just a story about weather striking a mountain. It is a story about the soul waiting for God in all the wrong places first. You keep expecting the heavy hand, the split rock, the sign no one could miss. Then the wind arrives with teeth. It tears along the ridge and worries at the stone, and the mountain answers with grit and noise, yet the line that matters is the one that empties the noise of its claim. The Lord was not in the wind. The refusal is the first mercy. It breaks your habit of worshiping force. It tells you that power can pass in front of your face and still not carry the voice you need. Then the ground gives underfoot. Dust shakes loose from the cave roof and stings your eyes. The ribs of the hill groan, but again the sentence closes the door you thought would open. The Lord was not in the earthquake. Now the pattern cuts deeper, not in the tearing wind, not in the shaking earth. The text builds its altar with absence, stone by stone, until your hunger for spectacle has nowhere left to kneel. Then fire runs its bright edge across the dark. Light jumps on the cave wall, quick and fierce, and for a breath you think this must be the hour. But the flame spends itself too, and the same hard mercy remains. The Lord was not in the fire. Listen carefully. Scripture does not hurry to the answer. It teaches by removal. It clears the room. What falls away with the wind, the quake, and the fire is not only false expectation. It is the version of you that trusts only what startles, what crushes, what burns. The mountain strips your ears before it gives you a voice. And after the fire there is almost nothing to hold. No blaze, no shaking. Only a thin sound, small as breath against linen, quiet as oil settling in a lamp. The Holy One comes wrapped in what your fear nearly missed. So the cave stops being only Elijah's shelter. It becomes the inward chamber where your own noise must die down. And this changes the mountain from a place of spectacle to a place of listening. The two questions begin to answer each other. God comes now without thunder because your heart is too bruised for thunder. He refuses the obvious because you would cling to the sign and miss the speaker. You realize that the still small voice is not frail. It is precise. It enters where wind cannot stay, where fire cannot heal, where earthquake cannot teach. And the dust at the cave mouth settles at last. The cloak that snapped in the gust now hangs still, and the rock against your back no longer feels empty. What looked like history was a map of the soul before God, not finding him in the crash you expected, but hearing him in the quiet that remained.